I mean, you'll probably have to go to a new page now. Go to our... Yeah, there you go. Okay, welcome back. Fingers crossed. Do. Try this again. There we go. Hey, and we're back. Yeah, I don't understand. It's clearly your fault because it
Yes.
has only ever happened in your presence. But yeah, Twitch does not want to cooperate today, which has been fun.
Yeah.
Very, very fun.
Drums 107 made their game in Unity, which is very cool.
I mean, I'm barely involved, but I'm currently working on a game with Jay, which we're also streaming the development of that on this channel using RenP. And that one's for visual novels and life sims and dating sims.
Mm-hmm.
Although there's like a Humble Bundle pack right now that's like super tempting to buy, where it's just like a bunch of game dev games, such as RenP, which I'm highly tempted to grab that.
What else is in there? Do you know?
RenP actually wasn't in it because RenP is free open source, but it was mostly ones for making more of like 3D model type sims.
Okay.
I've been looking into it, and I'm kind of intrigued. But we have so much going on with like we're developing the game that Jay wants to make right now, and then on top of that, there's a web comic that Jay also wants to make that I would end up having to be involved in. And it's a lot of work.
Yeah, also busy.
We're trying to pace ourselves basically. So like I don't want to like buy the Humble Bundle and then be like, oh well, now I don't have any time to use it ever.
Yeah.
It'll cycle back to that specific Humble Bundle within the time it takes us to get around to using it.
That's odd. This was this game itself was built in a super old make of Game Maker. And it was because I bought it ages ago and it was like, now I can actually use it and make that purchase worth it. Love that you're collecting mushrooms. Yeah, thank you. That's a bit of a Mario nod and a bit of a nod to the badger, mushroom, snake video from the early internet.
Feels like it's also a nod to Elroy having to be high AF when he made this.
Yeah. And yes, this is a reference to the original Donkey Kong, but also if you've ever watched the TV show Community, there's a character in the last season who is a game developer, and he claims that he made Donkey Kong before Donkey Kong, and that it was called Construction Snake. So this, little more specifically, is Construction Snake. It's supposed to be the game that character made. So just a free little thing that we'll release on the internet once it's done, and we've got some feedback from this video, and when it goes on YouTube, if anyone comments there.
Now, you originally made this as like an extra for like a DVD box set, right?
Kind of, yeah. Like I made artwork for the Community Blu-ray box set, just like a little booklet that tells you what episodes on what disc, and I wanted to put extra things in that box set to kind of represent season 5 and 6, and just a little like poster for Construction Snake is one of the things I made for that. And it was so fun drawing that in the old kind of classic 8-bit style. This uses the MS-DOS 8-bit palette. So there's 16 colors in all of Construction Snake, and you're confined to those 16 colors. And I find it fun working that way. So it was so much fun drawing that I was kind of was like, I want to draw, like, do the art for the rest of this game. And that kind of led to me programming the rest of the game. Hey, it's Elroy. Yes, exactly. Elroy Potashnik. is personally one of my favorite characters from the show.
Despite your inability to spell his name.
Yes, despite the fact that every time I was talking to Jane, I spelled his name differently and incorrectly.
To the point
Which is
where
just a weird thing. Like, I know how to spell it. It's just like my fingers are moving so close on certain keys when I'm typing his name that I just don't get it right for whatever reason.
But like, it was to the point where I thought I had it wrong.
Pop.
Like, I was saying his name in streams to like advertise that we'd be doing this stream, and like I kept like doubting that I had his name right, because I was like, well, that's not how he spelt it in that email he sent to me.
Yeah.
It's like, I was pretty sure it was Patashnik when they pronounced it in the show, but maybe I'm not remembering that right.
That's in the way that you have a blind spot for the fire in this game. Something about his name I have a blind spot for, because
Face blind to names.
yeah, well, like his name in particular, because like in my real life, I kind of try to be a writer, and I kind of pride myself on being okay and being able to write and spell things. But his name in particular, I don't know. I just have some kind of hang up about it.
You better. Oh my god! That's my karma for being about to say something negative.
What were you gonna say?
Oh no, you don't get to hear it now.
Okay.
I died.
Okay, is that them's the rules?
Yep, that's how it works.
I know this is not my channel, so if you want to move on, feel free. But I'm just curious from Drums 107, like what their game entails, like what kind of game is it?
They actually responding to you?
We'll see. Yeah, it's inspired by a Final Fantasy mini game called Tetra Master, if you're familiar. Are you familiar?
Which Final Fantasy is that from?
So we'll see. I must be honest, I've never played Final Fantasy, so you can revoke my video gamer card.
I've played
I'm not too
all but
Let's see if it's the one that
the
they said
newest
it's from.
one.
Okay, so yeah, they say Final Fantasy VIII also has triple triad, which is similar.
8. I'm go ahead. If it's from 8, it probably drove me insane, but that's just good footage. So yeah, I'm all on board. I will definitely play that for you if you want me to. I don't specifically remember that one off the top of my head, but I do remember hating my life during 8. So that's.
Yeah, no, I always want to get into RPGs more than I have, but I always also feel like I don't have the time to explore the worlds as much as I want to. Like, whenever there's a bookcase that you can go up to and read, then like I want to.
That's the point of an RPG, though.
I know, but then like I don't have time in my personal life to do it.
I mean, you clearly wasted your youth doing way worse things than sitting on a couch playing RPGs. That's where most of my RPG experience came from, between the ages of 16 and 22.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I was playing Sonic and watching Community.
The whole reason I have my personal record of staying awake for 10 days straight is because I was trying to platinum the JRPG Hyperdimension Neptunia. Press the wrong button! Before my summer break was over, and I only had 2 weeks to do it. And in that game, you have to basically 100% it twice to get the platinum for it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I 100%ed it once, and then on my second playthrough, I missed something, so then I had to play it a third time. So I got like I put like 300 hours into that game at least, trying to get that stupid trophy before my vacation was over. Just a lot of Diet Coke and prayer.
Drums 107 says, my game is designed to be an approachable type of deck builder / card battler.
Was it a card
Though
battler
it functions
in 8?
more like a board game.
For some reason, a Final Fantasy card game sounds very familiar.
Was there a mobile app of that? Because there was one for the One Piece card game for a little while, but I couldn't really figure it out.
No, you're thinking of something completely different. Like the One
Yes,
Piece.
8 and 9 had card battler mini games.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I remember that game now. Okay. Yeah. No, I actually really like that game. That's like what that game's like my jam. I did not remember it being called anything to do with Tetra, but I love that game. Send that my way. I will play that for hours.
There you go.
So what you're thinking of, the One Piece card game, is more like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or like the original Pokemon TCG.
Yeah.
That's why that was turned into an app. The Final Fantasy Tetra game, if I'm remembering it correctly, is like you get cards and each like side, I think, had a value on it. And then you had to like pit them against each other. And like higher numbers won against lower numbers, but then like you couldn't just play your higher number because then
So was it kind of more like casino type card game?
no, like it's more than just like 8 beat 7.
Okay.
There's like, I don't know, the best way to say it is like there's levels to it. Ha ha ha. I haven't played it in a long time because it's been a minute since I played 8, but I do remember that game, which means I liked it. For me to like remember a mini game, I have to either hate it to like death or really really like it, and I definitely know I did not hate that one, so I must have really really liked it. One I did hate to death though was freaking Blitzball, and God, why do I keep doing that? Blitzball in 10. Especially because like you have to like win the championship to get Waka's ultimate weapon. It's just like impossible to do for me. I could not. I'm gonna stop talking for a minute and try to get past this level, so you can take over the stage for a bit.
Drums107 says, yes, 8-9 had card battler minigames. Yes, that was triple triad with the numbers. Tetra Master has arrows. That means anything to you?
I mean, no, but again, it's been like... When was the last time I played 8? Jesus. It's probably been like 10 years since I played Final Fantasy 8.
Yeah, I never played those ones myself, or like Final Fantasy in general, but I always liked when games had like the casino boat and you'd go on there and there'd be like mini games or arcade games that you could play. Like sometimes like the 3D remake of the game would have the original arcade version like in an arcade in the game.
Oh my god.
If that sentence made any sense.
I
always love when games
I
do
used
that.
to like games with casinos until I was working as a game tester for somebody else, like another local game developer who was developing like an old school turn-based RPG. And I must have put like hundreds and hundreds of hours into game testing this game. I don't even know if it's coming out anymore. I haven't heard anything about it in like, I think over a year. But there was a point where, again, I was putting hundreds of hours into testing this game, and they had programmed a casino in. And to game test a casino is probably the most monotonous, worst job I've ever had in my entire life. Because you have to make sure the random chance works properly. You have to make sure that winning works properly, that losing works properly, that the lines that go with that match at the right time, but you have to do it for like every step of the way. Like if you win round 1, well maybe the lines for round 2 are all messed up, so then you have to play the same casino game like 700 times just to make sure it's okay. And then there's like 20 casino games in a freaking casino. It was a thing of nightmares. There was a lot of sleepless nights making sure that, and the worst part is there wasn't a mistake in the whole thing, so I did it all for no reason. There wasn't a single mistake.
I've had a few jobs, where the final product never got released, and you're like, well, that was a big waste of time.
Well, it's a shame. It was like, honestly, as someone who like my jam is RPGs, but like especially turn-based RPGs, I actually was like really like not just impressed, but like very entertained by what they had done. It was like very old school, like kind of more like Breath of Fire, where like as you go, you pick up new characters, and then eventually you could switch your party out and stuff. But like in a way where like each character had a skill. So like you would have to return to areas to use the thief to get to new areas to like see what you missed and stuff like that. Like it was, again, a bitch to game test, but it was like good enough that I played through it like 700 times game testing it. Like I was very entertained by it, and they had it like it was a good 2/3 of the way done probably. And then yeah, I don't know, I stopped hearing things about it, and because like I tested multiple versions of it, and then they stopped updating it one day. So I don't know if it's ever going to come out, if they're ever going to get back to it. I don't know if life got busy. I don't know exactly what happened, but it'd be great if they came back to it and I got to play it a 7 millionth time, or like play it on a stream like this.
Promise that won't happen with Construction Snake.
Yes, the good thing is I know where you live in the city, so I can just harass you until you release this, and then because now it's on my channel, it needs to get made.
Drums107 says, at Curtis Mutter, I like the small touches, like the gas line for the fire. And thank you. That makes me happy that you noticed that, because I love putting those little things in, and yeah, that it got noticed.
I mean,
makes me feel good, so thanks.
You were also thinking of like putting smoke in for the fire too, right?
Yeah, well, I said that because
I was blind.
Because Jane just can't see the fire in this game for some reason. So I asked, like, if I put smoke in that kind of came out of the fire every now and then, would that help?
I mean, probably. It's a black background, so if you have like some white smoke, it'll probably work.
Oh, and the particles on projectile collision is good. Thank you. And yeah, like just totally fake particles, like just like a 4-frame pixel animation, but I think things like that, add a nice little touch to games, so I like to put those in. So, thank you.
Let's look at some particles we haven't seen.
How close can you get? How close can
I mean, that's the end of the demo.
Oh, is it? Because this is where we were when it crashed, like when Twitch crashed last time.
Yeah, but I don't know if I don't know if if people saw.
No one saw it. That was the thing. I didn't realize it was the end.
The end screen of the demo, which you may or may not recognize what that photo is based on.
I mean, is like that Where's Waldo looking at MFR in the original? That doesn't look the Where's Waldo guy.
The famous one in New York, yes. That got a little crunched in the pixel art, but I
the Where's Waldo guy does not look familiar with. All right, so then I guess I'm going for a high score then, unless you had other things you wanted me to touch on whilst playing.
No, I don't think so. Like, again, this is the Construction Snake demo. I'm gonna finish it for 2024. There's a thread about it on the community subreddit. If you are interested in talking more, you can comment on this video now, or when it's posted on YouTube, I'll head to this channel's YouTube and read the comments for any suggestions or anything any community fans or video game fans have for it.
I mean, you can also get a hold of any of our socials. We're on Twitch, Instagram, Facebook. It's all at J McKenna Stories, including our YouTube, our Reddit, our Redbubble, our DeviantArt. We're on a lot of things. Oh my god, I might as well just...
Drums107 says, the snake is adorable and his wiggle is great. Thank you. And yeah, just like I love, again, working in the limited pixel art of, this is the MS-DOS color palette, the 16 colors, and I love working in this limited scope.
Just really quick, is the volume loud enough for you guys to like hear the background music and sound effects properly over us talking? you get an answer on that, let me know.
They say it's at a good volume.
Cool beans.
Thank you. Yeah, the music all done by my friend Rico. Some of the sound effects I made in an old MS-DOS MIDI controller, and a few of them are from the internet as well. He admitted shamefully. Good idea putting the arrow above him in the beginning so the player knows where they're at in the commotion. Yes, thank you. That was a late addition, but one that I was... just like something bright, big, and blinking to just kind of show where you're at. Thank you for noticing all these things that I put in that I was like, I don't know if anyone's going to notice or care, but I'm putting it in, and you're noticing, so it makes me feel good.
Always notices the hard work. I don't know if you mentioned it this stream, but how many levels did you have planned?
So there's just over 30 right now, and I'm putting about 5 more in, and that'll be kind of the end of all the levels, and then, yeah, just put in any references and stuff that people throw my way and call it a day. Be released in 2024 because, as I've said, I'll nitpick at this forever unless I give myself a hard deadline, so... End of this year, it'll be available for free on the internet. curtismutter.com/constructionsnake.
I will say I'm jamming out to, like, I don't know what that is, 8-bit saxophone.
And, yeah, probably 8-bit saxophone if I know my Rico. Yeah, Drums107 says, actually, most of the time when you do things correctly, the player doesn't notice, kind of the harsh reality. And 100%. That's like where you hear special effects people talk, and they say, like, half of this shot is green screen, but, like, no one notices because we did it properly. And that's exactly right. Like, it's just like an intuitive little thing that you throw in to make it easier for the player, and they don't even really realize that you're, like, directing their eye.
Shit, why did I think I could jump on that?
Whatever it is, yeah. I mean, yeah, that does look like something maybe you could jump on. It's
I know not. Better, though.
I was just talking about how intuitive
know better.
Was. So the 3 balls, Drums 107, there's a gag in Community where Elroy says, like, he finds a green 3 ball in his trailer, and he says, you know, what game is this from? Like, it's not from Snooker because, like, the 3's not green in that game, so what game is it from? So kind of the joke that I'm making is that the green 3 was from this game, and he just forgot. And that maybe the green 3 he finds there was something like a fan had made for him that he found in his trailer, would be the explanation for that.
Collector's edition.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, just like a bizarre in-joke, basically. But much like Mario, if you think about, like, the Mario who's a plumber who rides a dinosaur and saves a princess, like, nothing in that game logically goes together. And so there's a bit of that going on in Construction Snake as well. Or as they say in Community, like, why would a gorilla throw barrels at the question they ask is, why would a pine tree throw eggs at a snake? And Elroy shoots back with, why would a gorilla throw barrels at a plumber? Just rewatch that scene, yeah. And just, like, the best response. Like, when they were making Zelda, like, all that stuff fits logically, but Mario and Donkey Kong, like, it's like, what was the logic behind?
Does Zelda fit logically? The game is named off of not the protagonist, to the point that it has become a joke of how many people think that Zelda is the protagonist.
Yeah. I guess named weird, but the adventurer character saving the princess makes a little more sense.
I mean, not really. The first Zelda game, you walk into a cave and a dude gives you a sword.
Because it's dangerous to go alone.
You're trying to make the argument that it makes sense, and I'm telling you it doesn't. It makes just as much sense as any other game that came out in the late 80s and early 90s. Ah!
I will say there's the character in Zelda 2 who just says, I am error, which I still, to this day, I'm like, did I walk all the way to this town just to hear that?
How close can you get?
But I think I definitely learned from this playthrough that I think I will go ahead and add the save points at every one of those title screens.
Yeah, otherwise people like
every-
me can't play, man.
Right now for you, it's every 5 levels that they're coming up, but in the final game, it'll be every 6 levels. And then, yeah, one of the bonus modes will be like the no saves mode.
But like even like the save mode, I think it makes more sense to just like it gives you a code that you need to write down and submit later. Just start back there.
And yeah,
'Cause
that's
that's how it
definitely
works.
the more old school
Yeah.
way. I had a notebook filled with those for like
I don't even remember.
Bubsy for Sega Genesis.
I don't even remember what game that trauma's from, but
Drums107 says, when is this going to be on speedrun.com? It's perfect for it. Can anyone just get their game on speedrun.com? I watch Games Done Quick every year, but I actually don't really know much about the speedrunning community.
How high can you get?
How you holding up, champ?
I will do one run of this that I can clip and pretend that I was good at it the whole time.
I posted a run of my game and asked to be a mod, and they gave it to me within the hour on a Sunday. So yeah.
Oh, nice.
All right, well, cool. That's good to know. Thank you. Yeah, as soon as we've got a kind of working version of this for the public, we will make that happen. Thank you for letting me know. And yeah, his hat, his construction hat is impervious to damage because it's a hard hat, a safety hat, so it can't get hurt on your hat. And you do have infinite shooting, yeah. I know in Donkey Kong you can collect the hammer and then like you have like invincibility for a bit. And I don't know, it's just something that differentiates it from Donkey Kong and Infinite. I don't know, I wanted it to kind of be simplistic in that way, so.
Son of a! This dude's so good.
But that could be a game mode, like an ammo mode where you have to collect ammo. You don't have
Hardcore
infinite
mode.
shots. You technically can jump just high enough to jump over the enemies, I believe.
Can you?
so
Because
there
I
could be
tried
like
that
a-
earlier and it was not working.
Yeah, but that was like when you were first playing. I bet you if you tried it now, you
I
have more
can't
success.
even jump over the eggs! What are you talking about? Way too much faith in somebody who's really bad at this game.
I know there's like that trophy in Cuphead where if you can beat the game with no damage,
Yeah.
and it's like because every enemy can technically be jumped over. So there could be like a run of this game like that. Have you ever watched any of those speedruns where like it's like Mario Kart, but like you
The only
can
speed
only
runs.
use
this
bananas
is like
or stuff like that?
this is like a really weird memory unlock, but the only speed runs I've watched are of Super Meat Boy.
Oh yeah.
And that was like a good God, I don't even what is that, like 7 years ago? It's just Super Meat Boy is really fun to watch when someone's doing it really fast.
Yeah. I like watching the games done quick, especially like some of the like they're playing Ocarina of Time and they just find all these game-breaking techniques to get through parts faster, skip whole sections of the game, and that's always just kind of fun to watch for me. And then I got really into watching Monkey Ball speedruns for a while, where it's just like how good people can get at that game is insane. And like that's where like they're not trying to find glitches, like they're trying to play it as intended, but they're just really, really good at it.
I mean, that game requires a certain level of inner ear balance that I do not have.
That game, whenever someone is watching, like, I can't watch someone play that game because it's like the levels moving and then it's just like, ooh.
Yeah, I found that like in my old age, I get motion
Why do
sick.
you talk like you're 97?
Cause I am. I've lived a million lifetimes. I get really motion sick like easily these days. We were doing a stream of Rempe earlier this week, really, like 4 days ago, and or no, it's not the 4 days ago one. We were doing like a Rempe stream like that was a bad run, like 5-6 days ago or something like that, and part of the Rempe tutorial was like, look, you can make the characters move around on the screen and like rotate and stuff. And watching that tutorial made me sick. I was sick for like an hour afterwards because like I couldn't watch it. It was insane. So like I don't know if it's like an age thing or
Is it Ren'Py? So that'd be like all like 2D sprites, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
like if you play Doom, like the original Doom, does that?
I don't know. It's a good question. It's been a while since I played a game like that, to be honest.
Will this game solve the housing crisis? I can say absolutely yes. 100%.
That should be like the prize when you get to the end, is that like it gives you like it's like, we finished building a house, buy it now for $5,000 because it's 1984.
I love that. Although, as we talked earlier, if you look at the doors in this, and if you think of how tall Construction Snake is based on how tall Glip Glop is, these are like 3/4 scale houses.
Why am I doing so bad?
Is the end boss Justin Trudeau and poor community investment?
Let's try not to get political. Don't need an argument to start in the comments or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Although I will say, this is completely personal, but
You have the word community correct.
there was like a Facebook post the other day I came across. My neighbor posted something about like trucks. It was like how like Canada's killing the truck industry or something like that. I can't.
Lack of interest would be what's killing the truck industry if the truck industry is struggling.
Well, no, it's the fact that gasoline costs so much money and a truck already costs $50,000, and you're filling up the tank with like another $300 every other day.
It's Justin Trudeau in politics. He's my neighbor and he never fixed his fence like he said he would. He drank all my IPAs too. Oh, you. Does Construction Snake fix fences? He mends them.
Shh, why am I doing so bad all of a sudden? Like, this is like earlier today levels of bad. Just like some minor advertising while I'm thinking of it. Our next stream, we're going to be taking tomorrow and Tuesday. Face blind to the fire. We're taking tomorrow and Tuesday off while I hibernate so that we can come back Wednesday, 6 p.m. MST for our first Play Until Passing Out stream. That is when I sit down at this computer, turn on Minecraft, and play for hours and hours and days on end until I eventually fall asleep at the keyboard. Our first one for May is going to be Minecraft. There's going to be fun things happening each 24-hour period that we get to as well. But basically what made me think of that again is we want to do a new game every month, and we don't know which game to choose for June yet. So if anybody has any suggestions, we're kind of thinking something along the lines of like either kind of like Sims or Fallout or maybe Baldur's Gate.
The idea like something that kind of goes even after the ending.
Something that has hundreds of hours of gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you make that gameplay yourself or it's actually in the game, but stuff like Baldur's Gate, I feel like I could kill a good like few hours just character creation alone.
Mm-hmm.
But
Drums 107 says that sounds fun and horrifying.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the plan. You guys can watch me deteriorate as the days go by. We've loaded up on caffeinated drinks, snacks. They're like, we've set my station up with like everything we could think of. There's like a kettle here so that I can like make cup of noodles whilst still playing the game. I am diagnosed with legitimate OCD, so whenever I play Minecraft, it's kind of really easy for me to just forget that there's a clock in the world. And it'll just be a lot of, like, building shit. I think I'm gonna go for a castle. Like, a legitimate castle. Like, you walk into castle grounds where they used to, like, fight and shit.
Oh, nice.
Type castle.
Yeah.
If you follow our channel on or before the first 24 hours of that stream, which again starts May 1st at 6 p.m. MST, your name will be immortalized in our Minecraft server. The first 15 will be turned into tame wolves, and everybody will be put on a war type monument that we're gonna build in like the courtyard of the castle.
I love that.
We originally had like a bunch of stuff planned for like when we get a subscriber, we're gonna do this and stuff like that. But then we realized that you have to be an affiliate account to get subscribers, which we are not. So we're still kind of trying to figure out what our incentive tiers are. But day 2, I'll be eating crickets when we hit our incentives, whatever they end up being. Day 3, we have a box of like we have a box of like garbage makeup stuff, like stickers for your eyes and like tooth paint and stuff like that. So we're gonna make me look ridiculous, and then that's gonna be on my face for the rest of the stream, however long it goes. Day 4, we're gonna give away merchandise, stuff like this shirt.
Oh yes,
stuff like this shirt.
Jane very kindly gave me one of these. Jay McKenna originals.
Our in-house artist, Jay McKenna, drew this shirt along with a bunch of other designs. So we're going to be giving away, there's going to be like mugs and stuff. But again, don't know what the incentives for those are yet, but that'll be day 4 and onward.
Fly Chunky asked, how long is your record? They did ask that a while ago, so it might have been referencing this record, or it might be referencing the
you mean record?
Play Until You Pass Out. Oh, how long? Probably
How
record.
long is my record?
Yeah, probably that's what they said.
My all-time record for staying awake is 10 days. I will post this since I already said it. That was like a long time ago. Like I was like 18 when I pulled that off.
Yeah, Drums 107 says that can't be healthy, which was a concern of mine as well.
So the thing about me, hi. I'm a very unhealthy person. I have multiple autoimmunes. And the other thing about me is that those autoimmunes kind of like play off each other to give me the unique skill of being able to hibernate for days at a time and then be awake for days at a time. So we're just kind of taking advantage of that. It's not healthy per se, but it's normal for me, which is about as healthy as I'm going to be able to get. So we're
and she
just
has people
like,
coming like in and out.
There will be
just
people
to, like,
checking
sure
on me
things are-
periodically to make sure that I'm still alive and eating. we have like it's as healthy as it can be for a person. I'm not sitting here saying anyone should do this. I'm just saying that, like, because of the way my health is, this is like normal for me anyway.
Kind of a superpower you've obtained.
Sure, let's call it that. So like this is normal for me anyway, so this isn't anything that I'm like going out of my way to do. I'm just basically televising it while I do it. But there's like, I'm gonna be taking like vitamins and stuff too, so that I'm at least staying as healthy as possible whilst doing what we have planned. We're expecting it to be at least 3 days long. If I were to give an estimate, I would say it'd be more like 4 or 5. I know the Twitch record's 7, which I think we can get there someday, but I don't think that's gonna be like the first time we do it kind of thing.
Setting your eyes on that goal quite yet.
Yeah, I mean, if it's day 6 and we're there anyway, I'm gonna try real hard. But we're at least guaranteeing like you're guaranteed to get 2 days. But I mean, if it was me saying it, I would say 3. But yeah, so we're gonna like do it in parts, kind of. So Twitch only lets you stream for 48 hours before it shuts off itself, and YouTube only lets you post apparently 12-hour videos. So instead of like going back and like splitting up 48-hour videos into 12-hour videos so we can post it on YouTube, we're just gonna, every 12 hours, we're just gonna restart the stream to make it a little bit easier. But so it'll be in 12-hour chunks, but the whole thing's gonna be on camera. So
that's cool. Yeah, Drums 107 says I'll check in for sure, and
cool
yeah, I'm definitely gonna be watching a lot of that as well as I can. I got some work and whatnot, but I just think that's such a cool idea and so unique to you and your capabilities. So if I can praise you for a moment.
I mean, I was supposed to already be hibernating if our Twitch stream earlier today didn't mess up. I was supposed to be in bed from now until Wednesday.
Yeah, and I'm sorry for that.
No, it wasn't your fault. I mean, we're blaming it on you, but it doesn't mean it was your fault. It was whatever Twitch was doing at the time.
Well, I appreciate that.
But yeah, so it's a thing we're going to be doing every month on the 1st of the month. So this one around, it's Minecraft. We thought that would be an easy one to do where I can just... We're putting it on create mode. I think the enemies are still going to be spawning, if I'm correct on that one. But it'll be in create mode so that I don't have to like go forage for bricks 10 at a time to build a castle that's like freaking huge. But gonna build up the castle, see how that goes, see how far we get. The last time I tried to build a castle, somebody put a bunch of TNT next to it and it blew it up and made me stop playing Minecraft for 10 years.
That's classic.
So hopefully I can get farther than I did last time. Last time I think I literally only made like the outer wall because it was so big, and like because of how I designed it, it took days and days and days to make the outer wall, and then someone put so much TNT in our server that it crashed the server for like 20 minutes. And then when we went back in, like 90% of my castle was missing because they had done it too close to where I built my castle.
I think we've all had a Minecraft server like that.
Well done.
Yeah, so I don't talk to those people anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that my castle dreams come a little bit more true this time. It's been a long time since I played Minecraft, so I do know that there are things in that game that you can do that I'm not aware of. So anyone who wants to tune in, like, give advice on structures, etc. Maybe build some kind of trapdoor bookcase. Secret study.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I don't know. I have ideas. But yeah, again, we don't know what we're going to do for June. So if anybody has game suggestions for June, we are all ears.
A couple levels ago, Drums 107 said that they saw a face in the level, which I've never noticed myself, so I'm going to have to
Oh, there's a smiley face in oh, this one.
Were you thinking like a different game?
No, I was thinking of that smiley face right there.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I didn't even that's not intentionally a smiley face either, but I see that plain as day now.
I definitely thought that was intentional. Otherwise, I would have commented on it earlier. But I mean, if that's not the face that they saw, then yeah, I'm curious now because I definitely didn't see any other ones.
It was that one, the 2 invisible blocks. You'll see it next time.
Yeah, next. Thanks for the vote of confidence that I.
Oh, you mean like, yeah, where like the blocks come in and out, and there's like the one standard block, and then yes, I see what you're saying, Drums 107.
They're like, I'm so sure this bitch is gonna die that she'll just see it the next time she gets to that level. To be fair, same. Yeah, if you have any ideas for games for June, because we kind of try to do it early so we can like get the game set up and like make sure it runs and like make sure I kind of sort of know what I'm doing before we start.
Yeah, I mean, I think like you mentioned The Sims earlier, which I think would be good, and in that vein, like SimCity or like Roller Coaster Tycoon are some of my favorites. I don't know if Roller Coaster Tycoon has enough content.
Yeah, I don't know if there's enough hours in Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Or is
like,
chess streaming still popular on Twitch? Become a chess grandmaster in 4 days.
I mean, I already know how to play chess, so I'm like 90% of the way there. I don't think that's enough hours either. Yeah, but the problem is, like, I mentioned Sims as like an idea, but I also haven't played Sims in like so long that I don't know if that actually is a viable idea.
I mean, you could franchise it to, like, yeah, Drums 107. I was going to say Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Is there enough content in Roller Coaster Tycoon?
I mean, I've never beat Roller Coaster Tycoon, so I can't say for certain, but it does go on quite a while, and like, especially if you don't use any of the speed up stuff. But like, if you franchise it, like, you don't have to just limit yourself to Roller Coaster Tycoon 1. You can beat number 1 and then move on to 2. And then hopefully the time will be up and you'll have fallen asleep before you have to get to 3.
See, my problem is, once I get to like day 3, my brain capacity is going to be depleted. So like, I don't want to like have to like set up like, oh, I beat this game, so now I have to start this game kind of thing. Like, Minecraft is easy because you can just put it on and then take off kind of deal. And like, that's kind of like my thinking with like a Fallout, Baldur's Gate type game too, is like you turn it on and okay, now I'm questing for the next 300 hours without having to like fiddle, because like you saw how well fiddling with starting and stopping games has worked today. I just don't want to like invite the problems, essentially.
I love the alligators. Thank you. That's kind of a reference to, I've said it 1,000 times now, I'm forgetting what it's called.
Pitfall.
Pitfall, thank you. The alligators in the Atari game Pitfall. And yeah, I definitely see what you're saying in that regard. Have you ever played Spider-Man 2 for PlayStation 2?
I have not.
To me, that's one of those games where, like, there's the main story and like you beat that, but then there's 10,000 swinging challenges and icons hidden around the city that you have to get. Like, there's more content in that than there is in like the PlayStation 4 Spider-Man.
The problem with those games is I'm really like, I'm too good at those types of games where like I still end up beating them fast.
And that's the thing, like, you beat the story fast, but like the swinging challenges and stuff, I think there's enough for. That's one of my favorite games ever. I still have my like childhood save on a memory card, and I pick that game up maybe twice a year and like beat something else in the city, but I I mean, it gets really repetitive. That's gonna be the one thing after you beat the main game.
That's kind of the other problem is like anything repetitive. Like Minecraft, yes, it's repetitive, but it's like so like OCD about its repetitiveness that like I kind of like trans out for it and like I don't notice. But anything where like yeah, it's like the same challenge over and over, style repetitive is like gonna put me to sleep. And the goal is to stay awake.
Yeah.
So like I need something that's like interactive enough to like keep my brain going, but
Or like Terraria or No Man's Sky.
Terraria's yeah, another good one. I want to say there's like a similar game to Terraria that I feel like I put a lot of hours into way back when, and I can't remember what it's called. Where like, unless I'm thinking of Terraria, does Terraria have like you can like build or find maybe teleportation pads, and then it'll be like, now you're in the mushroom forest.
I'm not sure, honestly.
Right?
I've never played it. I'm just
there's a
aware
game
of it.
that's like Minecraft, but like you can come across like teleportation things, and then it'll be like, now you're in the world of mushrooms. And that's how you collect mushrooms in this game. So you have to like find the world and then collect the mushrooms to build stuff out of them.
Yeah, Drums107 says yes, you can do that in Terraria.
Okay. So
and they also ask, how much longer are you streaming today?
That's a good question. I mean, we've been going for like 2.5 hours, I think, but our original one was 3.5 hours long before it disappeared like it never existed. I mean, it's up to you. It's really up to you. You're the guest here. I can sleep on the couch.
Well, I don't know. Play to the next game over. How's that sound?
I mean, now that you said that, it will be in like 2 seconds.
Well, if it's in 2 seconds.
See?
Well, that wasn't game over.
No, I know, but I don't have that many lives.
Drums107, Terraria would be a good game as long as you become OP before you get cranky.
Yeah, that's a toss-up, really. I feel like I did put a lot of hours into Terraria before I got distracted by another game.
Do you get like mad, or is this kind of like the limit of your anger with games? Because like I've thrown a few controllers in my day.
Oh god, I've never thrown controllers. I respect my electronics.
Most of that's behind me, I'll say. But like I've gotten mad at games. For sure. I'm
too cheap to break controllers or monitors or other.
Like, did you ever have your dad run downstairs when you were a kid and tell you to like, if you're not having fun, why are you playing it?
No, my dad pretends that I don't exist, really, so. It was mostly just me in my room playing games. Like, the extent of my anger towards games is screaming at the game or like swearing at the game, which I'm assuming can get old really fast, but again would probably wake me up, so maybe a frustrating game is the way to go. Who knows? Yeah,
that's a good point too. Drums107, this part is brutal. Yes. That's I don't know, for you, like when you are making your stuff, like how you get other people to play it or whatever, but that's kind of been very valuable for me in this playthrough, is see the parts that you're like, just as the person who made it, like your concept of what is difficult in there and what's not, or like what's too difficult and where that line kind of is. It's kind of eye-opening to see.
I have to keep reminding myself what the controls are.
Yeah, that was one of Jane's comments later. Like, is it possible to possibly like maybe make the space bar?
Yeah, we need to change. Like, I did comment that the controls need to be changed because the layout as it stands is like good, but it has my fingers in like a weird configuration that my fingers are not happy with. But I mean, you've already said that that's an easy change.
Yeah.
And I already gave you the suggestions of what like the controls should be, so.
And yeah, Drums 107. That's why I hopped in and asked Jay McKenna Stories to play mine. Yes.
Honestly, game testing is like my favorite thing. Because like I was saying earlier, like I was game testing like an old school turn-based RPG for a while, and it was just hundreds of hours of being like, okay, now that you've unlocked shit. Now that you've unlocked a character, go back and redo and reread everything, because that character unlock might have broken something somewhere.
Oh, especially like dialogue boxes and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I like working on games like this with. Like, there's not too many things like that where one thing affects another. Good run, says Drums 107, and I second that thought.
Thank you kindly. It's a lot harder to do when you're tired.
Well, yeah, thank you again for reaching out, featuring this game. Thanks to everyone who came in and joined the stream. It was very helpful.
While we talk. I mean, thanks for coming back after the first Twitch stream decided to delete itself.
Yeah, no problem.
We still feel really bad about that, but it literally just seems to be some problem on Twitch's end that we can't figure out. Because even the backup never saved for whatever reason. But before we end the stream, we'll throw that up, so that you can tell everybody what your socials are.
Oh, I got a socials plug. Yeah. I mean, I'm just Curtis Mutter on everything. You follow me on Instagram if you want updates about this game.
All right. Well, your website's there too.
Oh, yeah. Go to curtismutter.com. If you go to curtismutter.com/constructionsnake, that's kind of going to be the landing page for this game. So that'll kind of be where you can download it in the future.
And obviously this Twitch stream is at J McKenna Stories. That's at the letter J McKennaStories. That is our social on everything: Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, X, if you want to bloody call it that, Instagram, DeviantArt, Reddit, Redbubble, everything, absolutely everything. That is our social. If you liked the shirts that we were wearing today, our snake-themed Medusa shirts for our Construction Stake stream, that design can be found on our J McKenna Stories Redbubble store, along with all the other designs that Jay makes. They post once a month. Well, I mean, I think that's the plan going forward. They used to post more than that, and then they started posting less than that, and now I think the plan is once a month there's going to be a new design. They uploaded the latest design, which is the Harajuku Yuki Onna design, last week. I'm not sure what they're planning on the next one. I've seen sketches, but I don't know which one they're going to go for. But yeah, so like once a month there's a new design up there. We are trying to find an alternative to Redbubble. No one likes Redbubble anymore. We've kind of found one, but it requires our own website, which, I mean, we don't have the money for that kind of thing right now. So for now, it's Redbubble if you want any of those designs. And yeah, so again, our next stream is going to be the Play Until Passing Out stream, starting May 1st, 6 p.m. MST, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And we don't know what game we'll be doing in June, but the game for May is going to be Minecraft. Maybe we'll post a poll on like our Twitter or something to see if anybody has like a real strong opinion about what game we play in June. But that will be our next stream. Until then, I'm going to go to bed and sleep and charge up for that insanity. And we hope to see everybody back here. And thank you all for tuning in and giving advice to the creator here. That's what this stream was all about. And it's nice that people, like fans especially, showed up and gave feedback. And if anybody
Yeah, I really appreciated
if anybody
everyone's
notices
comments
something that wasn't mentioned, or they think something is really important and should be mentioned multiple times, whatever, go ahead and comment on our video. Or if you're camera shy or whatever and you want to private message our account, whisper our Twitch, DM our Instagram, whatever, anything that Curtis can't see publicly, we'll pass along to him. Our email is j.mckenna.stories@gmail, anything like that. Go ahead. I respond to all of them except for this week where I was sick, where Jay responded in the most robotic AI sounding way possible, which was absolutely insane. And now I have to go back and apologize to people. But it's usually me responding. So, I mean, if you want to criticize me, my voice, my look, my style, my playability, whatever, go right ahead. It's me getting them. It's not like they're not going to be seen. I'll take it all in and make adjustments, etc. Anyway, thank you, Curtis, for coming in.
Thank you.
Showing us your game, letting us play it.
Again, too, I'll watch when this gets posted on YouTube. I'll look at the comment section of their video there of this stream. So if you have comments or anything for me, you can leave them there as well. Thank you again for having me. It means a lot that you would showcase this. So thank you.
Again, thank you for being here, especially like having a local creator basically down the street. Huge advantage, and we took full advantage of it. So thanks once again. So we will see everybody again back here on, that's Wednesday, right? Wednesday, May 1st. Mark it on your calendar or whatever. Or at least check back in Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's kind of the point.
Goes.
So we will see you guys then. Thanks again.
Godspeed, Spider-Man.